What is good, Heat 'em Up gangs? Your boy Heat 'em Up Trey. I'm back with another video. Now, today we're gonna get into Trey Sermon. As you know, in my last video, I got into Aaron Banks, second round pick. Now we're gonna get into our third round pick, our first pick of the third round. Trey Sermon originally went to Oklahoma, then transferred to Ohio State. I assume he transferred to Ohio State because Oklahoma just didn't run the ball. They don't. I've never known them to be really a run the ball type of team. So he probably got tired of being some pass catcher type of back. That's just my assumption. I don't really actually know for real. But that's why I would assume why he left. I mean, I know he got hurt and then went to Ohio State, but I think like just leaving Oklahoma was because it was such a pass heavy type offense. It's not really a run heavy offense. Ohio State is more balanced. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get into him. He's 6 feet, 215, 33 3/8 arms, 9 3/8 arms, hands. He was a 6'1.18 prospect grade. They're saying he can be a good backup who could become starter. His player bio. Oklahoma fans had been offering their praise to the heavens. That's some sign, blah, blah, blah. That's nothing. He enrolled a semester early, okay. And he was an immediate contributor. So, that means he was already competing for the job. Started 3 or 14 games. 121 carries, 744 yards, 6.1 yards per carry. Okay, that's a good stat right there. 5 touchdowns, 16 receptions, 139 yards, 8.7 average, 2 touchdowns. That means he can do it all. I told you, Oklahoma is also a pass heavy, but you know he can also run the ball. So that's good to know. You can catch passes out the backfield, and you can still run the ball in the gut when we need you to. That's a complete back to me. Sherman started 12 of 14 games in 2018, garnering honorable mention on all Big 12 honors after leading the team with 13 rushing touchdowns, 164 carries, 947 yards, 5.8 yards per carry, 12 receptions, 181 yards, 15.1 average. But the injuries limited him in 2019. That's another big thing. Why? That's why I didn't understand why we took him. Cause I'm like, Kyle, if you're gonna try and say injuries is our main thing, you went and got a guy who was just injured in 2019, and I believe it was a significant one. I don't know what, and I forget what injury it was, but I believe it was a significant one. So, but it limited him. He can only play in 9 games with 4 starts. He only had 4 starts in 9 games. 54 carries, 385 yards, 7.1 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns, 8 receptions, 71 yards, 8.9 average, and 1 touchdown. He transferred to Ohio State after the season. The Buckeyes were in the hunt for his services in the recruiting process out of high school. He rushed 116 times for 870 yards, 4 touchdowns, 12 catches out the backfield, 95 yards, 7.9 average in 8 games, 2 starts. In 2020, he came on strong at the end, rushing for 331 in the Big Ten Championship, 193 yards in the college football playoff semifinal against Clemson, adding 4 receptions for 61 yards. Unfortunately, Sherman only carried the ball once in the national title game before a shoulder injury sidelined him. So he recently just had a shoulder injury, and he got invited to the Senior Bowl and was not able to participate in the game due to the injury. All I hear is injury. His overview: he's a great-looking running back at quick glance, but one who suffers from inconsistency in creativity and decisiveness. The regular season tape at Ohio State was fairly disappointing related to the talent he showed at Oklahoma, but his monster postseason should quell some concerns at both schools. The interior vision and decision-making was suspect and would run him into some traffic. That's not good. He does have potential as an outside zone back. That's what we basically are. Right? No, I thought we were more inside zone. I mean, you could say more inside. I don't know. They know better than me. where he has more time time and space to utilize his skills. He has size and open field speed, and will step up and handle his business in pass protection. That's a good thing, as well as catch it out the backfield. Another good thing. So while Sermon's skill level as a runner is somewhat average, his potential as a 3-down backup with upside should create middle round interest. That's good. That's good. I mean, we don't need him to start. He's just a guy that, can come in and still, as far as like that 3-headed monster type of backfield, you know what I mean? His strengths. He possesses NFL frame with good size and build. I believe that's all running backs. Tape at Oklahoma is more indicative of his game in and game out potential. That is true because he probably knew way more of the playbook. An adequate bend and cut once he's on the move. Good acceleration after change of direction. Strides with power and drives once he opens it up. Finish runs with forceful demeanor. Has the ability to put together as outside zone runner. Capable pass catcher with ability to hit chunk plays out of the backfield. Runner after catch was impressive and effective in 2018 and 2020. Squares up and meets his pass blocking duties. That's good. I mean, shows he can really protect the pocket if you ask him to. Stepped up with huge efforts and when it was needed the most for the Buckeyes. His weaknesses, his most consistent in-season tape was back in 2018. That's 3 years ago from 2021. I believe that's 2 seasons ago from 2018. Tends to run too upright, slow to process moving pieces in tight quarters, indecisive and didn't crank up as much aggression in the contact, lacks vision and burst to have a little between the tackles, to make a living between the tackles, uncreative runner for much of his time in an Ohio State jersey. Maybe some of that as far as like the Ohio State, like I see a lot of Ohio State bashing, but that's probably because he was only there for a year? Well, he really was able to grasp the system like he did at Oklahoma. So, I mean, you can't really fault him for that. But, I mean, we're going to put on the tape because I haven't actually seen it in person. So, we're going to put on the tape and then see what he got. And see how well it, loads up to what we just read.
It is Sermon. Sermon's got the first down and more. Still on his feet. Sermon, touchdown.
He looked big.
34 yards by the true freshman. Mayfield hands off to Sermon. Sermon used the stiff arm, gets outside. Sermon down the sideline. Timeouts. Sermon off to the races. Trey Sermon gets tackled. Horse collar tackle. The flags come down. Trey Sermon. Wow, what impressive. True freshman.
So much going on in the backfield. See right here, he pitches it to Mayfield, and then Mayfield basically throws a fadeaway.
Oh God!
And they're able to get the completion. What an amazing play there!
Hey man, those catches out the backfield is what we need, baby. I'm mad we didn't get Puka Williams though, man. I'm mad we didn't get Puka Williams.
First down.
Wonder who he got drafted by.
First down, Oklahoma, and even more.
Ball for me.
Sermon,
make you miss.
Still on the move.
We're gone.
Sermon to the corner.
We're gone.
Touchdown, Sooners. 53 yards. Sermon straight ahead of the true.
Are these outside zone or these inside zone? Because I swear to God, these are inside zone.
Touchdown, OU.
I mean, I know they were saying like he was doing good outside zone, but I haven't seen one go outside zone like that.
He's got the football.
I mean, that's still outside zone.
Off and running. Gets a downfield block.
Oh God, run you over.
Physical finish to the run. That fires up the OU sideline. Two backs in the backfield. Rodney Anderson goes in motion and leaves Sermon back there. Look at the two linemen up front. This is the counter play that Oklahoma runs all the time. Ben Powers
run him over. Get off of me.
Lead him around. They do a good job of getting a hat on a hat, and that's how you finish a run. Murray gives it to Sermon.
Thank you, miss. Step back.
Move, Sermon. Breaking tackles down the sideline.
Touchdown. Too easy.
Looks like a touchdown for Oklahoma again.
Really the bread and butter play for Oklahoma as far as their run is considered. It's kind of a counter play. Great cut right there. Down. There's Evans. He's working. I think.
Time out, y'all. They were saying what about his what's it called though? Because, like, that play, they were saying his weaknesses was indecisive. No. Slow to process moving pieces in tight quarters. Tends to run too upright. And lack vision and burst to make a living between the tackles. Lack vision and burst.
Kind of jumped on his defender.
That's vision right there. He showed vision right there.
Murray hands to Sermon. And Sermon breaks a couple of tackles. Down to the 35-yard line. 15 more. They're at the 22-yard line. And Murray hands for Sermon. Around the edge. Breaks a tackle.
He's definitely making people miss, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, I guess you could say he runs upright, but I mean, he's not getting touched, though.
Sermon right
so, like,
up
he
the
kind of
middle.
can. Like, he only lowers when he has to.
And Oklahoma answers
He just ran him over. And did it violently.
We'll go to Trey Sermon.
Showed aggression.
Cutback lane. Sermon inside the 15.
Get off of me.
Stays on
Get
his
on.
feet for the OU touchdown. Every week. Running again with Sermon. He's got another first down. Dragging tackle.
Sermon cuts it inside. Nice move. First down. He's got a blocker down the sideline. They give it to him. Side steps.
That's vision right there, baby. That's vision. And he's keeping his feet up.
Picks up the first down.
Confidence there. He's got 2 completions and 2 interceptions. On the ground, Trey
Get off me. Step on.
Makes a few people miss. And he'll dance inside the... It is Sermon on the ground.
Between the tackles.
He's shifting. Trey
Get off of me.
Still on his feet.
Oh my God. That is a grown man right there running that football.
Sermon has first down.
Yeah, he definitely does run that ball. But I mean, I understand why. He's not getting touched.
Touchdown, 20 yards.
He's not getting touched. He's only lowering contact when he needs to lower. When he needs to lower it. And when he lowers it, he's delivering the blow. Like, he's not going like that. He's delivering. That's what I see. He's delivering that blow when he has to. Like when he knows about to touch contact, he's lowering it up. He's getting ready for it. Like, he's not gonna go like that. He's not gonna get hit. I haven't seen him get hit high yet. He runs high, of course, but he's not getting touched. So it's like he kind of can. He can.
Kenneth Edison Magruder ran him out, but not this one. Finally get it away. Here's Murray under pressure. The last second gets it off to Sermon. Stays inbound.
Now look, he's lowering it when he's ready. When he knows about the first contact.
So now he's one of the team captains. He hands it off. Trey Sermon.
Get off him. Stiff on him. Should have been a touchdown. Who's that? JAYLON Hurts, quarterback?
11 yards per play. Here's Trey Sermon.
Get on him. Vision. See, he's lowering when he knows about the contact.
I think they also don't have play-by-play voice on that channel.
And plus, he's 6 feet. I mean, it's like they're going to see him anyway. He's not like he's short.
The previous 2.
He's 6 foot.
Houston rushes 4. Some twisting up.
Running back.
New offensive line. Trey Sermon sticks.
Oh, God. Hurdle.
Goes out of bounds.
Air Trey.
Sermon again. Lot of room. Over the 30. Up to the 40 to the 42
Okay. I like it. I like him.
This
I
drive
like him right
starts from
now.
the 31.
Him at Oklahoma, I don't know why he left. Why did you leave?
Using a
Get off
stiff
of me.
arm to get free.
Stiff arm,
And
lethal.
Sermon into the
Oh my
second
God.
level. First down into Bruin territory. Goal at the 1. And they'll pitch it to Sermon.
Touchdown. Too
Touchdown
easy.
OU. The 32.
I love his Oklahoma take. Why did he leave? That's what I need to know. Why did he
Sermon on the
leave?
run.
They were fleeting this man.
Big time
Dog.
move.
Get off of me.
Sermon.
You're not touching
Stuck
him.
it. Touchdown.
You're going too easy. It's too easy.
32 yards.
15 after the Oklahoma penalty. Here's Sermon getting the carry. He's inside the 20-yard line and upended.
Why would he leave?
Big hole. Trey Sermon. Can he split him? Down to the 10. Special playmaking.
That's when he started running outside zone more. But that's what Ohio State run. They run outside zone a lot. So I think he went to prove he can run outside and inside. Because he's running inside zone a lot at Oklahoma. Yeah, they make the block.
10-6. Leading Ohio State. Here's Sermon.
Hey, he's always trying to be in the play. He's running. That's little things. trying to make a block.
It goes down at the 25. Run.
That's a good run, though.
On that right side. He runs actually left with space. Sermon again. Sermon, burst of speed down inside the Northwestern 25. The deep man, they give it to him. He breaks it back. Trey Sermon.
Touchdown.
Ohio State. Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon.
You off me?
Sermon.
You're not touching me.
And they run Sermon again. Trey Sermon cuts it and goes down at midfield. Continues to move. The pitch, Sermon now. And another first down, Trey Sermon. Sermon. Another first down. Sermon still running. Sermon tripped up.
He should have got caught from behind like that.
Here's the pitch. Sermon to the corner. Touchdown.
He looks like he's gonna be a good back. Like, I can already see how we'll probably use him.
If my man was wearing
Especially when
this,
Trey
I would
Lance
be all
become
over
quarterback. I can see how we'll use
That
it.
smells
I can
really
see
good.
how
Smells
he'll be
like-
useful. I can see it.
They'll give it to him. Sermon, first down, still running. Sermon breaks it outside. He's got the
Oh God, hurdle.
Catches in the 2 previous games. He was
Hey man, Air IU and Air Trey is coming to town, baby. Oh my God.
Inside the Clemson 35. Tried it the first time and got tackled. The second time he just took it up and
Oh God, I think he got hit in his ball. I was like, ugh, that hurt.
Touchdown, Ohio State. Buckeyes answer quickly.
This is a left guard, 55. Clemson struggling to get lined up. Ohio State goes fast after the last play. Nobody there. The alley, the execution of what you're asking him to do.
And bursting to the middle is Sermon.
Get off me.
Secondary, breaking tackles.
Let me stiff arm you. Get off of me. Oh God, that's dangerous.
Down near the 25 by Zay.
They didn't deserve it. The way they lost last year, there's no way.
Get off
he's
me.
coming out.
Too small.
Sermon breaks free. Gets the corner and
Years to be comfortable in what they're being asked to do.
All right, something you know a little bit about here. Scouts watching you as a running back to see your footwork,
He
to
does
see
have
how
all
you
the traits of a
receive the
elite running
football.
back.
What specific things are they watching with a guy like Trey Sermon?
Being able to explode the eyes, as you see him continue to run through those bags, and then at the end, they're gonna move the bag one way or the other to see what type of
40
quickness he has to be able to make that cut.
4.5,
See him ran
4.6.
unofficial 4.58. Again, it's fast. It's fast enough. It's fast enough to play. And what we really watched him do was late in the season was put this Ohio State offense on his back and really handle things. And
All right. So let's go do it for Trey Sermon. Career highlights. I really did like his Oklahoma tape. I don't know why he left Oklahoma. Like, why would you leave Oklahoma? Oklahoma looked like it was doing good for you, you know what I mean? But that's his decision, not mine. He looks like a good, complete back. I can see how we'll use him with Trey Lance when he becomes the offense and as an offense elevates. So I feel Trey Sermon will be a big key in that once Trey Lance do become the quarterback. Like, I could just see that naturally. Either Trey Sermon or one of these other running backs that I haven't reacted to yet can be that guy. Like, I can see Sermon being that guy right now for Trey Lance. When the offense becomes around Trey Lance, I can see Trey Sermon being another factor for it. Unless there's another running back. I mean, I know I just said that, but I had to say it again just to make it sound clear to me. But he's good. The traits that we read, I mean, you can say they're more accurate. I mean, I saw a little bit. I mean, as far as the lacks vision, though, I didn't really see that. I have to watch, like, actual game tape to really understand that. Or, like, his bad plays where he was just bad to see that more. Because, you know, these are highlights, so it's going to show more of his good plays than his bad plays. But other than that, it was a good pick, I feel. Hopefully he works out for us. Hopefully he dives into the offense and is really excited because, you know, we're a Super Bowl team. And that's all we need is players that's ready to dive in, get to work, and just take this game serious because we're a Super Bowl. We could be a Super Bowl team. We were just in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So I don't see why we can't be back and within at least 2 years. If not this season, next season. Like, we're right there. We're literally right there. We're a healthy team away from being a Super Bowl contending team. So hopefully he comes in and contribute. And that's going to do it for this video. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. Next, we're going to get into our other third round pick. Let's see who that was. '49er draft picks. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna get into corner AMBRY Thomas from Michigan. That's gonna be our next video. So make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe, follow the socials up top, and I'm gone.